You know, when you see the president on TV, maybe stepping out of that big black limo, what you're actually seeing is just the very edge of an invisible fortress. It's a massive, multi-layered, and honestly, mind-boggling system of protection. Today, we're going to deconstruct that system and go deep inside the presidential bubble.
So, what does it really take to move just one person from point A to point B when that person is the President of the United States? It's a question that sounds simple, right? But the answer involves flying command centers, secret playbooks, and a symbol of ultimate power that, literally, never leaves the president's side. So, let's break it down. We're going to start with the Beast, a machine that's built to survive just about anything you could throw at it. Then there's Hawkeye, the code name for the elite team whose job is to run towards the danger, not away from it. And finally, the Football, a simple briefcase that holds the fate of the entire world. These are the core pieces of the puzzle we're putting together today. So, this presidential bubble, it's not just one thing. Think of it more like an onion. It's a whole series of defensive layers, all designed to anticipate, to stop, and to neutralize any threat you can possibly imagine. We're going to peel them back one by one. All right, layer one. This is the most visible part, the hardware. And we're not talking about your average vehicles here. These are mobile command centers, rolling bunkers. And it all starts on the ground with the presidential limo, known to everyone as the Beast. Get this, the Beast is estimated to weigh around 20,000 pounds. To put that in perspective, that's about the same as 3 fully grown rhinos. It's not built on a car frame, oh no. It's built on a truck chassis because it has to support a truly insane amount of armor. And a lot of that weight comes from this. The walls are 8 inches thick. The doors are so heavy they're compared to the cabin door on a Boeing 757. This is not just steel. We're talking about a composite fortress designed to stop everything from bullets to actual bomb blasts. But it's so much more than just a passive tank. The Beast has an entire arsenal of active defenses. The cabin can be hermetically sealed against a chemical attack, it can fire tear gas, create a smoke screen, and it even has electrified door handles. And, just in case, there's an onboard oxygen supply and even a supply of the president's own blood type. It is, quite literally, a survival pod on wheels. Okay, so that's the ground game. Now, let's take to the skies. You know, technically, any Air Force plane carrying the president is called Air Force One, but the 2 customized 747s we all recognize, they are totally unique. They're designed to be a flying White House, a command center that allows the president to run the country from 45,000 feet, even in the middle of a national crisis. And inside, it's got 4,000 square feet of space across 3 different levels. That's bigger than a lot of houses. It has enough room for a presidential suite, an office, a conference room, a medical bay that can function as a full operating room, and kitchens that can whip up food for 100 people at once. The technology on board is just staggering. It can refuel in midair, which gives it basically unlimited range. Its entire body is hardened to withstand the electromagnetic pulse from a nuclear blast, and, yeah, it has a sophisticated defense system with jammers, chaff, and flares to throw off any incoming missiles. It's basically a fortress that can stay in the air forever. But this plane, it's more than just a piece of incredible technology. It's a piece of American history. These were the words of Lyndon B. Johnson just after he was sworn in as president aboard Air Force One in Dallas, only 2 hours after John F. Kennedy had been assassinated. The plane is a powerful symbol of the continuity of government, even in our absolute darkest moments. So we have the hardware, the incredible machines. But this second layer of the bubble, that's the human shield. These are the elite, highly trained people whose one and only mission is to protect the president. And they work in these really distinct, specialized teams. And there's this fascinating split in how they operate. First, you've got the close protection detail, the agents you see right next to the president. Their job is to be a human shield, to cover and evacuate. Then you have the counter-assault team, or CAT, codenamed Hawkeye. Their job is the exact opposite. They don't run away from a fight. They run towards it, laying down heavy fire to engage any attackers and buy time for the president to get away. All right, this next layer is the one that's almost completely invisible to the public. Long before the president arrives anywhere, there's a massive logistical operation going on behind the scenes. This is the work of the advanced team, and their job is to control every single variable they possibly can. I mean, these people leave nothing to chance. Weeks ahead of a visit, they are on the ground, mapping out every route, inspecting hotels, and planning the event site down to the inch. And a huge part of their job is crowd management. They use things like ticket distribution, not just to see who's coming, but as a first line of defense against potential disruptions.
And this level of planning gets into some pretty wild territory, blending security with, well, political stagecraft. This is a direct quote from a presidential advance manual. It shows they don't just hope for a friendly crowd, they actively engineer it. They form what they call rally squads to start supportive chants to drown out any protesters. It's an absolutely fascinating look behind the curtain.
Okay, now for the final and, let's be honest, the most sobering layer of the bubble. This one isn't about protecting the president's life, necessarily. It's about protecting the continuity of their ultimate authority as commander-in-chief. This is the nuclear football.
Now, it's really important to get this right. This is not a launch button. It's basically a highly secure mobile communication system. It has the tools the president needs to confirm their identity and then communicate a launch order to the Pentagon from anywhere on Earth. And an aide carrying this briefcase is with the president at all times. No exceptions.
The history of the football really traces the anxieties of the Cold War. It started under Eisenhower as a way to ensure the government could continue to function. It was right there on the plane when LBJ took the oath of office, a stark symbol of the immense power he had just inherited. And ever since the Carter administration, the vice president has also been shadowed by an aide carrying their own football.
So we have the vehicles, the guardians, the advanced planning, and the ultimate symbol of authority. But what does it cost to maintain this seemingly impenetrable bubble? Well, the price tag is almost unbelievable. And these are just a few of the big ticket items. Each Beast limo costs about $1.5 million. The contract for the brand new fleet of Marine One helicopters, that's over $1 billion. And the program to build the next generation of Air Force One jets is nearly $4 billion. This is the price of creating a perfect, secure bubble around one person. And that really brings us to the big final question. When you look at this monumental, almost unimaginable effort to protect a single human being, what does it really tell us? This incredible fortress, it's designed to protect an individual, sure, but in doing so, it also isolates the office. So what does all this reveal about the immense power and the profound peril of the modern presidency?